Go that way. Hi everyone, well, home again. Oh, such fun, down on the coast with the boats. I've had this A4 Concertina for a long time, and it's just sat there waiting, and I thought, yeah, go on, take it. So it's lovely. I'm definitely going to get another one. It's lovely, it's weighty, it's a heavy thing to haul around with you for plein air work, but I do like that the bigger scale of it. It suits that sort of more free, loose type of work. We've stayed on the border of Somerset and Devon in Dorset, and we went to Ford Abbey, or I hope it's Ford Abbey. I think it's Ford Abbey, and it was beautiful. If any of you watched Wolf Hall, a lot of the filming was done there, and it's just, even at this time of the year, I mean, it was a rainy old day, but the gardens, because we haven't had frost in the UK, the gardens were still quite colourful and looking lovely. They had some lovely Alice in Wonderland figures. And it's made me think, oh, I might want to start something of that. I've just got so many ideas. So what I think I'm going to do is shuffle the chairs, and I'm going to have a wall of miscellaneous. Oh, I know some of you said in the comments that you're like me with forgetting the words. And Molly, hi Molly. Molly said, when you can't think of a word, eyes wide open and move your eyes up to the left. Molly, it works. It's worked. My son and his lovely new wife were laughing at the weekend. We saw them, and I couldn't think of a word, and I said, oh, I've got to do eyes wide open and look to the left, and I can't remember obviously what that word was, but it did come to me, and they were most impressed. So thank you, Molly. That's definitely one to try. And Deborah, thank you, Deborah. Deborah set me a challenge to paint in the palette of my zigzag jumper. So I'll definitely run with that idea. I didn't really know what I'd want to start first over here. I've moved the chairs around, but I've gone in, I looked at some images. You have to, I'm sorry for the gardening noise. I looked at some images of the dahlias, beautiful dahlias and chrysanthemums in Ford Abbey, and I thought, oh, I might drop, initially just wanting to have a go at painting some florals, and then someone in the comments suggested having a floral chair. I did do a small floral. I'll see if I can dig it out for some card work that I quite liked. So I'm going to have a go at seeing if some florals will work on here. Coming back in, looking at these chairs with fresh eyes. I don't care for any of that bottom area. I'm enjoying this one more than this, so that tells me there are changes to be made. I've got some cards. I've put some cards in the web shop. 3 festive robins, one of the chickens, and a bit of a makey up red-beaked, red-legged crow. Morning everyone. I forgot to say welcome. Welcome to the video this week, to the vlog. I've got my Alice figures and I will get those on the wall. I've got a feeling that these were all for sale, so I'll see if I can find the web details if anyone's interested for the Alice in Wonderland figures. So on my miscellaneous wall is going to be the odd chair, boats, bantams, the small fluffy chickens. They had some at Ford Abbott also. So I'll drop in a clip because they were just delightful. They were lovely. My initial feeling always with drawing and painting is where to begin, and the answer for me is just look at the shape, concentrate on shape. What shape am I seeing? Not what I think I'm seeing, but what shape am I actually seeing? And try and concentrate on that and not get carried away with all the other things that the eye wants to take in, because there is so much. So I try to focus on shape. I go pretty silly with the colour, which is so much fun. And I don't worry if I've got things, so these are 2 just startup pages. I don't worry if there's a bit of anything. I don't know what this is, something I pressed into. Not having a plan, I didn't have any plan, but when I come to develop these pages, I'll work on shape and colour and let it develop. So basic painting and drawing for me is just concentrating on shape. If it's wonky, sometimes a line might go wonky and I think, oh, that's wrong. I have to stop myself and think my wrong might be someone's right and vice versa, and run with it, because sometimes the wonky might be the magic of what of the end result of the painting. It might be the quirky that I'm always trying to look for. So we'll have chairs, some figures, some boats, some bantams. It's definitely going to be miscellaneous on this wall. I found in Ryman, that's in the UK, some coloured clips. So I'll get clipping up and get started with some basic drawing and basic painting of whatever it is. And as usual, move around between the subjects. I've jinxed it because it's -1. It was -1 last night and some of the tender things have keeled over. So I need to get that, the dehumidifier will kick in and I need to get some heat on because it's really, really nippy this morning. I got my initial drawing down with a woody and decided that I'd fill in that the negative space. That often helps. I move on to the florals because I know that the face is going to be tricky. Out comes the magenta to try and fix in that top, the sleeves and the main body. Because there's no colour on the face of the statue, all I can identify is the darks and the lights. I'm already starting to wonder how that will work out. I completely lose my way and have to wipe out, and then I decide I'll just take that piece of kitchen towel and wipe down and I think I'll let it dry off, coming back into it. I'm not disheartened, it's just my first attempt and I knew it would be tricky without any colour on the face, just working with the lights and the darks on the sculpture. Well, I'm looking at Alice up here and I've ended up with a bit of a nice mess, a real hot mess at the moment. But I'll see if I can get, this is so tricky, this looking up. I decided to bring these florals up, you know, so she's in amongst them or holding them maybe. Right, I need to go and get some tea and warm up. Having said, we haven't had frost and we've had frost, we've now got snow. Well, I brought Alice, luckily I brought Alice down to the house and worked a bit last night, so I'm feeling that we're on our way. More to do, but this just threw me, this looking up, but it's coming together much, much better. So, I'm not sure what you can see of the breakfast table, but while it's like this, I think I'm going to be in the house and doing a little bit. Well, whatever the weather, have a lovely week and thank you for watching and commenting, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, bye for now.